Hello, and so we've got something a bit different this time. I'm doing a Warhammer Fantasy Battle Report this time. As you know, my club runs a league. Every 2 months we do a new tournament that runs over the 2 months, and at the end of the year, the winners of most tournaments gets a prize. So the next one we'll be doing is 1200 points Warhammer Fantasy, so I thought, well, I got a chance, I'll do a practice game, and this is how it went. So this is my opponent's army, and on his setup he's got 5 Spider Riders on my left flank, a horde of 40 Night Goblins with nets, a War Boss, Battle Standard, and a Wizard all in there. So on my right flank, our opponent's got a Stone Thrower, or Rock Lubber, a unit of Orc Brigands with a Lord in there who has Armor of Destiny and the Ogre Blade, I think. Behind the trees he's got 25 Goblins with bows and some more Spider Riders. So on my right flank I have a Night Goblin Big Boss on Giant Cave Squig. He's got the Shrieking Blade, Dragon Helm, and the other Trickster's Shard. And I have 25 Night Goblins with full command, a Fanatic, and there's my level 2 Wizard in there. They'll go straight into the building, so I don't have to worry about animosity and keep my Wizard safe then for casting magic. Then on my middle to left I have 3 units of 25 Spearmen. The centre unit have got my Battle Standard and my War Boss in it. I've got 1 Chaff Troll, Rock Lobber, Goblin Doomdiver Catapult, and 8 Hoppers. The wood, by the way, we are playing Mysterious Forest, and that turned out to be an Abyssal Wood, so I didn't mind that at all. So my opponent got first turn and moved up, as you can see, moved up in the centre there with the Goblins and with the Orcs, and the Spider Riders start charging down the flank. His Night Goblin Archers, I think animosities have just squabbled, so they stayed still. And my centre bunker unit, they lost 8 of my 25 Goblins. Also lost my unit champion, so Pharaoh's Lookout, sir. That was a bit disappointing. So in my turn, I failed animosity on this unit here, so they had to surge forward towards the nearest enemy and try and charge. So I moved 4 inches forwards, but luckily I was still nothing in charge range, so they didn't have to attempt to charge anything. Which I was glad for, because that would have been the Orcs. On the left flank, my Hoppers start moving up. I also throw my Troll up as well, just so he can start releasing his Fanatics. Only got the 1 out there, so that was alright. And over here I needed 14 inches to charge these Spider Riders, and rolled 13, so it was slightly annoying. I'm now stuck in front of them. The magic I got was the Vindictive Glare and Night Shroud. Don't really rate the Goblin magic. The little wag's a bit crap, really. Luckily I got Vindictive Glare, otherwise we wouldn't have used any magic in this game. But I did that and killed off a couple of Orcs. I used the bigger version for the 3d6 strength 3 hits. My Goblin Doomdiver misfired and couldn't shoot it this turn or next turn. And I think my Stone Thrower missed, so that ended my turn. And we're looking something like that. As you see, my Night Goblin Archers have moved up into the building there. So my opponent brings his Spider Riders down on the left hand flank. I think tries to take a couple of shots at my my Hoppers. I don't think he does any damage. My opponent occasionally moves up here in the centre. Night Goblins haven't moved at all, so they might have done an animosity and squabbled again. I think his archers have started moving up, or at least pivoted. I think, yeah, he pivoted to try and take some shots at my my guys in the tower, but he forgot about the quite short range that the short bows have. Yep, and it was another direct hit from his Stone Thrower, and I lost 11 this time. I've got my Battle Standard nearby and my General, so I was passing the test for panic, okay. And this is movement in my phase, so I've moved my Troll up to chaff up his Orcs. Everyone else moves up a tad. I don't want to get charged yet. My guys have been in the woods where they're causing fear. I can probably take on the night goblins to fear. On the other side, I finally get a charge off with my cave squig, and that's about it. My hoppers on the left, they charge in. This should be a quick kill. Again, my opponent can't react to anything because it's random moves and stuff, which is great. My opponent fails his fear test, and so his weapons go on. So my boss has a good go at him, and kills off 3 for no wounds for himself. I think a couple poison got through, but he saved it on a 3-up save. Helm, shield, mounted light armor. 3, yeah, 3-up save. Over here was a bit of a shock. I thought I'd charge in, blitz these guys up pretty easily, but spiders got the higher initiative. They struck first, hit with 3 poisoned, and 1 hit and wounded. So I lost 4 of my guys before anything happened. I then killed 4 of his off, and he managed to kill 1 of mine. So yeah, that was a bit of a shock. After that, it was a draw. I killed 4, he killed 5, but I charged. Over here, I didn't chase the spiders because 1, I didn't think they would rally, and 2, I didn't want to release the fanatic into my giant cave squig. So yeah, he managed to rally it on a leadership 6. So it does happen. In the compulsory moves, his fanatic moved with an 8 of my goblins, so they had to release their fanatic. And what I tried to do there is just link my fanatic up in front of my troll, so when he charges in, he'll take 2d6 damage, and hopefully save my troll for a bit as well. But didn't quite make it. I did roll an 11, but my position was a bit cruddy, so you could still charge my troll without having to worry about the fanatic. And it's back to the opponent's turn. I didn't say much about the shooting or magic because it probably didn't do a lot. I think my rock lobber keeps missing, and of course the misfire meant I couldn't find my doom diver. So my opponent moves up. He's still very worried about the fanatic, which surprised me because he's got such a big horde there. But he charges in with his orcs against my troll. Moves the goblins up in the background as well. And I think that's it. It's a combat there. And that's got his Lord level orc in it with various gear. Over here, Squig has managed to finish off that foxy spider and reform facing this way. And the fight against the troll was pretty short-lived, though funnily enough his warlord did attack the troll with his 4 attacks, only got 2 hits and 1 wound, and I regened it. So I was pretty hopeful he wasn't going to do anything, but then the big gun boys pretty much smashed into pieces after that, which is a shame really. No, I did. Now, just looking back now, I did realise I forgot fear because I'm pretty sure trolls cause fear. That would have been important, but never mind. So, in my turn, I chuck my bowman out with the wizard. I've lost one. Oh no, I've lost 2 guys here, so I've also got my wizard in there. Well, as I popped out, it released the fanatic from the archers my opponent had. I also released my fanatic against the orcs. I actually hit him and went through, but only did maybe 1, maybe 2 wounds. So it's looking something like that at the end of my movement phase. I keep my goblins back at the moment. I don't want to get a charge off. Ideally I want a combined charge on this horde. And yeah, now hopefully my hoppers will be able to get the flank of that horde, because I know night goblins don't live up too much. Here the night goblins don't move very far, but I move far enough forwards. I forgot about his fanatic, so I had to release mine. So now the goblins are standing in amazement, watching this game of spinning tops to see which comes out on top. And I think I won in the end because I still had a fanatic going at the end of the game, just well off in the distance and behind the lines. My stone thrower decides to be accurate and takes out his stone thrower, which was ideal because the wounds are starting to count up there. And we're looking at something like this in my opponent's turn. Well, it's the end of my turn, start of my opponent's turn. Okay, he decides to charge my goblins. I elected to free. I I didn't really look at the line very well. I thought I'd flee, 7-8 inches, be safe, and he won't be able to get me. Unfortunately, I hit my rock lubber, who just passed his leadership test, by the way, so I panic and flee right through it. So I lose those guys, but there are only, 15 odd night goblins left, so I didn't mind that too much. Other than that, he moved failed charges up to there. So, the end of my opponent's turn, it's looking something like this. His night goblin horde, I think, was panicking and didn't move, and is now being surrounded with fanatics. His orcs failed charge. Down the bottom here, his goblins shot at my goblins and killed a few more off, while his spider riders were trying to make a run for my war machines. So, in my turn, I charge in with my goblins and also try and bring in my boss. But again, I only needed 9 inches last time, and even with the reroll, I failed by an inch. I couldn't believe it. It was twice this game, failed by an inch. In the background there, my hoppers move up to the flank, and I scarf all of my characters out of that middle, that shrunken unit there of goblins into the large unit of goblins. Since I have full command and a charge, I beat his goblins pretty easily. In his turn, he gave up on the fear of the fanatics. He knew he was losing points and time, so he charges with both his orcs and his night goblins, but only his orcs managed to get in. He was only an inch off though with the night goblins, and that was with a 14-inch charge, so we needed 10. In his turn, he beats off my gobbos and overruns to there. My turn, I was forced to charge the animosity against his goblins with my gobbos, which is slightly annoying. But I went in, and my hoppers were managed to get into the flank as well. And my night goblin managed to catch up with those spider riders and finish what he started. Unbelievably here, my guys went in. He whiffed his attacks with his guys with great weapons. I think his war boss struck against my hoppers and killed one, and his battle standards swung against the unit and only killed a couple. And thanks to my hoppers making the big difference with their strength 5 attacks, I actually managed to cause more wounds, and I had more ranks than him, so he wasn't steadfast. So he fled, and I caught him. So at the end of my turn, we're looking something like that. I'm just trying to combine fire now and just try and get rid of these orcs. That's pretty much all he has on. My stone thrower shot at his fleeing gobbos, managed to reduce them to below 25%, so he'll need double ones to rally them. Other than that was about it. Yeah, his orcs make short work against my rock lubber. Funny enough, again, his warlord went in and only caused 1 wound against my crew, but luckily his boys managed to fix that with their sheer amount of attacks. And ended up looking like that. I lost 2 units of gobbos and my lobber. My opponent lost his spider riders, his night goblin bowman, his horde, all his characters in the horde, and his rock robber. So a little victory to the night goblins. It was quite good fun because we said about having a little challenge of the who's got the best gobbos and orcs. It turned out the night goblins seemed to win. So again, thanks for watching. Again, this is something a bit different. Get the Warhammer going. There will be a couple more of these where I'll be doing some practice games. I've got one with the Lizardmen coming up soon. I think I'm going to go with my Night Goblins. I was going to use my Empire, but Night Goblins are fun, and I can always blame the dice for it going wrong. So, yeah, hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you again soon. That was